Hello, Twilight Struggle fans, and welcome to the game you've all been waiting for. I'm Justin Abramson. We'll get to Alex Usablim and Peter France in just a moment. Over 200 players, over 1,800 games played this season, and it all comes down to this. It's winner-take-all Game 5 of the ITSL Conference Finals, the granddaddy of them all in Twilight Struggle's Big Dance. We've got two absolute titans of the game on tap for you today in Jarib Flores and Tomas Tvaroh. They've split their first 4 games of this instant classic series, so here we are with one last roll in the hay, and we're excited to bring it to you right here, right now. So, let's start with Peter France. Peter, have you ever played against either of these guys? Any comments on their play style as we head into this one?
I actually did. I think I played Tomas this year, and I'm pretty sure I beat him. But then, of course, I lost in my first round of the playoffs and didn't get to follow up on that. He's a solid player, a patient player. He thinks through things clearly. I've also played Jarib, and I think he's beaten me about 9 times. I might have gotten him once. He's a wild card. Jarib sometimes does things that are just off the wall, but tend to work out in his favor, and I'd like to learn that trick myself.
No doubt. I've made the same observation about Jarib. And now we've also got Alex Usablim. Alex, thank you so much for joining all the way from the other side of the world here. We've got some American representation. We've got European and Turkey, and then we've got South Korea. Alex, talk to me about Jarib's opening hand. We are watching from Jarib's side, and he is the Soviets today.
Well, it's nice to see Vietnam revolts in his hand. And also CNS, great headline. Kind of nice to see Middle East too. I think I'll go with Vietnam because it's the most time-sensitive card in the game. Because after past turn 1, Vietnam's value goes down dramatically. So if you want to make a full value out of it, I'll probably go with Vietnam. How about you guys?
Yeah, Vietnam is interesting play here. I mean, I think it's the strongest headline, certainly in a vacuum, but it's kind of a bit antithetical to what you want to do when you've got Middle East scoring in your hand, which is either get the coup of Iran or secure presence in the Middle East quickly. Peter, what do you think?
Yeah, there's not really a good headline. I mean, you could go with captured Nazis. I don't know. I think I like focusing on the Middle East here myself. Maybe
The problem is that you don't have that strong of a hand except for nuclear test ban. Okay.
And we get purged.
Yeah, and this is why you have to go with Vietnam, because at least you get a decent chance on fighting in Asia if that was active.
Well, the problem is you don't really have a good card to take Thailand with. You've got, after the purge, you have 3 1-ops, and then you've got 4 ops. You can't give containment. Yeah, this is all of a sudden very awkward for Jarib to get purged here. But yeah. Peter sounds like he was on to something. Jarib decides to not risk the coup and to take presence in the Middle East right away, hoping to get Middle East off for even, and then he can worry about the rest of the board later.
I'm happy to drop Middle East for, completely even here.
Yeah, Jarib doesn't usually take coups when I played against him. He wants a guaranteed result. I think that's why he didn't coup Iran, instead just filled it up.
Yeah, a 1 or a 2 is horrific for Jarib if he tries the coup.
The thing is, if you fail a coup on Iran, then all of a sudden you'll be facing a really downhill battle that's really difficult to win.
Yeah, and you don't want to give U.S.-Japan too early, but you're going to have to probably put a 1-op into Syria, and then yeah, it's an uphill battle. So Jarib makes the conservative safe play, fills up Iraq, and now Tomas with the opportunity, if he wants, to take Lebanon and Egypt for Dom, or he may fill up countries elsewhere. Now, to be fair, we have seen Purge. Typically, Marshall is headlined over Purge for the U.S. NTB and U.S.-Japan in Jarib's hand. So there's only we can feel pretty confident that Tomas does not have Marshall, so only 1 4-op left, but obviously plenty of 3-ops, and a 3-op's all you need if you want to go Lebanon, Egypt, and set up a Middle East Dom. He might also want to just get out of Iran. Peter, what would you do here if you're Tomas on AR1 and you had a guilt-free 3-op?
That's a great question. Well, he has a 2-op, so we'll see. Okay.
I'll be honest, that's exactly what I
think
would
we
have
dropped.
done. I would have said, you know what? If you want to get the Middle East
Yeah.
off for nothing, that's fine. I will happily take some gains in Asia over and just let you get that scoring off. Alex, what do you like? Would you have
Yeah.
fought in the Middle East?
No, not at all. Not with this hand.
Yeah. I'm
I'll get
sorry.
it off right
I'm
away
sorry.
too.
If you were Tomas, would you have fought in the Middle East, or would you have just gone into Asia like that?
Well, that's a tricky question. I think I might have put at least one into Pakistan and two into Egypt if I had a guilt-free three up.
Yep.
But then, even then, it's only +1 VP for Tomash. So if he had four up, then I think I would have probably seen one Lebanon, two Egypt, two and one Pakistan. But since he didn't do that, then I think he doesn't have a 4 up right now.
Yep. I think
It's also interesting that he would headline Red Scare Purge against the USSR. Usually, I've heard a lot of people say they don't like to do that because of all the events, but that makes me wonder if he does have more 4-ops in his hand.
Yep. So Marshall and NATO unaccounted for. I'll headline Purge turn 1, but usually only if I have plenty of ops in my hand or if I just have no better headlines. Wow, a quick Asia Dom for Tomas.
That already smells like I have Indo-Pakistani war in my hand. What are you gonna do about it? I'm kind of getting that vibe here.
Wow.
Oh wow, that's
so a desperation coup, a one-op coup of Pakistan with Tomas already in India, and he rolls a 6. That had to be a 6 to get anything in there. Now I assume we'll see a coup. I think what Jarib is hoping is we'll see a coup back, and then he can play Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
But what a huge role for Tomas this early. Excuse me, what a huge role for
that's
Jarib.
quite paradoxical.
This was going to be a tough. This was going to be a tough turn. He was staring down the barrel of an Asia Dom with not many ops in his hand, and gets a reprieve with that 6.
I think I might just fill Pakistan here.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to coup.
Yes.
But then again, it's the nice way to get mill-ups, but if Tomas have decall, then he might fill it up, but if not, okay.
Yeah, so Tomas takes the coup. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Alex. The safer play would have been to just fill, but okay, and he does have Asia and just dumps it immediately. Okay.
It's rather interesting because Jarib doesn't have a good card to take Thailand anyway.
He doesn't. He does not have a good card.
That Truman coup was huge, man.
Yeah. Paradoxical to say, but huge one-up coup.
Yeah. I mean, if he rolls even a 5 on that, Tomas probably just refills, and then Harib's in the same place he was before.
So all in all, bad opening hand for Jarib, but the result isn't as bad as it should have been.
No, indeed. Okay. Oh, and interesting. Tomas decides to space the war. Oh, of course he spaces the war because for mill-ops. Doesn't want to give Jarib 2 mill-ops. Normally, I love eventing Korean War turn 1 when my opponent's under purge. That's my favorite time to trigger it as the U.S. But I can see why he spaced it here. That's giving up 2 VPs for sure.
Well, Jarib is already ahead on CNS with Space Race, but so I don't think that's only 1 VP, right?
Well, he's giving up 2 VPs for sure for mill-ops.
Oh yeah, I understand what you mean now. I thought that 2 VP you were saying was about Space Race, but yeah, you're right. Yep. Jarib just utilizing Vietnam bonus. Understandable. I might have just poked West Germany with Containment 2 here.
Yeah, I was wondering about that with Europe unscored.
See, the thing is, if you poke West Germany, all of a sudden Socialist, Suez, De Gaulle becomes a deadly card. And you got De Gaulle, so...
And Defectors.
Yep, I think this is a De Gaulle headline, right? But then again, you don't have a good card to take it unless you go for UN intervention and then go for US Japan again.
Yeah.
And I think that would be my play. But how about you guys?
This
I think we
seems to
take
be a De
France
Gaulle
here.
headline for sure. Yeah, I think you've got to use De Gaulle and then UN, US, Japan to take France. With Europe unscored, I think that's the only play, right? DEFCON's at 4, so you're still getting a coup. Even if Tomas wants to take a big swing at Thailand, and which I'm not sure that he will. We'll see. But yeah, I think it's got to be De Gaulle.
If Tomas doesn't want to take a coup on Thailand, he can just move on to Angola on DEFCON 4. Let Jarib take coup on Angola, and you can take your coup back there too, if you want the efficiency.
Yep, and Jarib would probably be fine with that. Maybe he gets lucky and wins the role, but if he doesn't, he can trigger Nasser at DEFCON 2 and steal Libya as well.
That Pakistan one-up coup, that's just Jarib's hack working again.
Yes, a lot of rumors about that hack.
He didn't happen to hack the card drawing card. He didn't get access to Africa or D-stall.
Well, he did start with Vietnam. That's a great access card.
He did. Now, like we said, so no D cards for Jarib in the first 2 turns, and Blockade punted for Ops on turn 1. So we will see. So Tomas knows that he doesn't have to deal with it. Very likely he has at least one in his hand and will be able to hold it through the reshuffle.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
I think that's wise.
Yep.
Defectors was gone. Purge was gone. There's no way he was saving France if De Gaulle was coming.
Mm-hmm. I think that was worth the risk on Tomas's side. But I think I'll still take France. How about you guys?
Definitely. All 3 regions scored. No good coup targets for Tomas. I don't think he's going to roll on Thailand here.
It's rather interesting that he went 1 extra into Thailand. I might have gone to 1 extra on South Korea instead. Because Korean War, although it has been spaced on turn 1, it is a strong possibility that Tomas just takes it if he's like aggressive like Chinese style players.
That's true. You could see that.
Because IP War is gone, right? I mean, on turn 1, so South Korea is very important in terms of getting if US ever wants to get domination in Asia.
Yep. Okay, so players trading coups in Laos, trying to get some mill ops. Guys, when was the last time you saw a game where India was full at 3 and Pakistan and Burma were empty?
Right.
Yeah, it looks like he puppet governments into India.
Yeah.
Who does it help? Who does it help to coup Lao all turn? Just out of curiosity.
I think it helps Hurry more because it's just domination for him. Hurry doesn't have any access card elsewhere, so just
he has Nasser.
Well, yeah, of course, but do you want to put Nasser on 4?
Jordan pointing out I'm sorry to interrupt, gentlemen. Jordan pointing out in the chat that the fourth from USJ could have easily gone to Afghanistan to threaten Pakistan. I think that would have been a pretty good play.
That's true. That's also another possibility. So it's either Afghanistan or South Korea for me. Flipping 3 Thailand is actually kind of difficult. So maybe that one could have been somewhere else.
Yeah, you need a 5 on a 4-up coup, and even then you can China flip. So then you really need a 6 on a 4-up coup.
Or if you're really conservative, then you could put 1 extra on Syria to prevent U.S. poking into Iraq, leaving it as a presence-less domination for U.S. later on. If you're really conservative. But yeah.
But if he's going to event a Nasser, that's not quite as important.
That's true. But if DEFCON stays high, then it's kind of difficult to event Nasser.
It is.
Yeah, so I think in Harry's point of view, he's secretly hoping Tomas lowers DEFCON, but I don't think Tomas doesn't have any incentive to lower DEFCON because his coup targets are Thailand, North Korea, and Iraq, so they're all bad.
He might have been more tempted if Jarib hadn't put that fourth in Thailand. You never know.
Yeah, exactly.
Perhaps. Okay, so both players have gotten their mill ops by cooing Lao back and forth twice each. Okay, another coup here. And again, Lao. Oh, and this time a 1. I think you want to stop that if you're Jarib.
One now. Okay, and that's what he exactly does. Fails to wipe it out. This looks like a fill for me for the U.S. perspective.
Yeah, Jarib hoping Tomas will
Fill
coup,
Iran.
but instead, I think he's going to. I would just, I'd fill that up.
Tomas needs to do a lot of
or China here, probably, or space 5-year plan.
I don't think Suez is seen yet, so if I were Tomas, I'll be looking into getting at least one into Algeria for the sake of access, protect Iran, protect Panama. I'm actually kind of curious what is in his hand. I don't think it's a good hand from just the remaining cards. I can imagine.
Probably a D card or 2.
Yep.
Oh, he's got native.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. That's fine.
Yeah, Laos Cambodia still very valuable.
What did Jarib do with?
Took Nasser.
He went
Lao with Nasser instead of eventing him, which I think is the right play. I'm sure Jarib would have liked to event that, but he doesn't want to get him cooed right back out.
Yep. And Laos Cambodia is very important for country count if US takes South Korea.
Really, regardless of who winds up with South Korea.
Yep. I think with Fire Plan, Jarib should be looking at taking South Korea, or at least put one into Syria as well, and put 1 or 2 in South Korea. So that would be my play. I'm not sure about you guys.
I'm a bit of a broken record on this. I think Peter knows what I'm going to say. I would put at least 1 into France and overprotect it. I would not want that getting jammed, even with Truman gone.
Well,
but yeah, at least 1 South Korea.
Yeah, Truman's permanently gone. Socialist is still in the deck from what I remember. So is Suez. So I might be just say, hey, break it. I don't care. On turn 5, there's 50% chance of me drawing at least one of those cards. So.
Yep. And yes, Suez and Satkov's both still around. Likelihood that Tomas has some red cards and probably at least 1 D card. So taking South Korea to set up a domination makes sense too. If Jarib takes South Korea with 5-year plan, that gives him 5 countries to 3 for Pete. Okay, and there's Satkov's.
Mm-hmm.
South Korea does make sense. Yeah, that's a dom there. So that's got to be 2 ops from Tomas to stop that.
Now, for Tomas, I think one of the possible plays that he can do is either break Iraq or just fill Southeast Asian countries up to block his domination. If he's worried about Suez cutting off his access to Algeria, then he should move it out right now. So a lot of things
means he doesn't have both D cards anyway, so there's hope for Jarib.
So yeah, I think 1 Burma, 1 Indonesia makes sense here. Could also go 1 Lebanon. Suez is an excellent headline for Jarib if he draws it turn 3. Suez and a coup of Iran still wipes him out of the middle. A big coup obviously needs a big roll, but that would wipe him out of the Middle East. So Burma, Indonesia, Lebanon would make sense to me. The only unaccounted for.
I might also consider Marshall. Egypt here with Nasser in the discard pile. Of course, he could coup it and lower DEFCON, but what's life without a little risk? If you get into Libya first, that's pretty nice.
Yes, I agree. And Jarib has good coup targets anyway. IP war has been seen, but taking Burma and requiring a 6 on the IP war never hurt anybody, especially because we're going to be fighting in Asia on country count. I don't think Tomas is going to take Japan here. So yeah, stop Asia Dom, get Lebanon. Lebanon, yeah. Jordan saying in the chat, prioritizing Lebanon is probably most important because of how great a headline Suez is here.
Mhm.
Algeria also
Or Egypt.
quite reasonable. Yep. Yes, Egypt as well. That's a good one too. If you can get 2 in there.
Yeah, so a lot of things Tomas has to do right now. He's concerned about decal too, so he kind of wants to get into Angola in a way. It'll be DEFCON 4 next turn, so that's kind of relatively safe. Even protecting Panama is important, so but the priorities I think should be 1 Lebanon, 1 Indonesia, 1 Algeria. That would be my answer if he has 3 op. If he only has 2 op, then just Lebanon and Indonesia in this case. Oh,
There's
Suez.
Suez.
Okay.
I like this. I think this is good.
Yep.
But how about instead of 1 Egypt, maybe 1 Algeria? I know you're giving up a Middle East Dom, but this game is getting all about access cards and using your ops efficiently.
Jarib did get decal. That's nice.
Don't
for
you
him.
dare complain, Harib. You've got you redrawn Purge, you got Decall, you got a Europe redraw where you have Dom, an easy Dom there. You got Fidel and IP War to potentially further entrench your hold on Asia. This is a great hand for Harib. Not to
Yeah,
mention
for sure.
Blockade to go with his Purge.
Well, he's not going to headline Purge.
Well, the thing is, Decal is a known card, and I think Karib is concerned about defectors because Decal is known, and he might think that Tomash might headline defectors in a fear of the Decal. So I kind of understand this.
Marshall would be my headline for Tomash.
Oh
Marshall's
yeah, of
great
course.
on this board. It doesn't stop Dom, but it does mean that he's got a. Yeah, there's no surprise there. It does mean that he's 2 ops away from stopping Dom now.
Would you just score Europe? Because I think that's what I would do.
With DEFCON at 4, yeah, I'm definitely scoring Europe here, regardless of the result of the war.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Rosa 1. His hack is failing. Wait, what did he do? Did he just use Arab-Israeli war to coup somewhere? I didn't see.
I missed it. Yeah,
Very interesting. He could Panama with AI War, rolled a 4. He got 1 in there. So an interesting decision now for Tomashi. If he coups back, he knows he loses Angola. But see, this makes it a good play for Tomas to stop Europe domination or stop Asia domination rather than coup. I think that coup could have waited.
I don't understand. I think I might have scored Europe first.
Especially, yeah, Europe is unknown, but definitely, yeah.
Definitely would have scored Europe.
The thing is, the reason why I would rather score Europe right away is that, let's say like your Panama coup failed, you still have Fidel to get your access and presence in Central America. So that's like your insurance, safety backup. But Europe, if he just puts 2 ops, then it just your 5 EPs are gone. Sorry, 4 VPs in this case.
Yeah, and you're never getting done.
No, 1.
If
Yeah.
If Tomas fights here, and fighting here makes all the sense in the world. You can't coup back and allow Jarib to get Angola. Jarib the squeaky clean decall to get Angola, Nigeria, and Indonesia. Like you gotta. Oh, he is gonna coup. Wow.
Wow. Okay. So.
All right, Jarib was right. Yeah. We were wrong.
Okay.
Maybe Jarib was concerned that if Panama DEFCON 4, Tomas might move into Guatemala, Colombia, and Angola at the same time, which is also a plausible move. So maybe he was concerned about that.
Okay. I mean, I guess I don't know what we gained there. We like cooing back and forth. Seems like that could have waited. What? And we're mid-turn purging
to use the blockade, probably.
Yeah, but after Europe is scored, I guess. I mean, it does set up a possibility for Europe control if Tomas doesn't have a 4. But
Well, Tomas currently has D-Star, right? So, maybe Jarib is asking him to space D-Star so he can pick it up with Salt later.
This also gives Tomas the chance for Zaire here. He knows Jarib has decall, so yeah, I don't know if this is kind of one of those weird Jarib plays that I'm not sure I agree with, but it's probably going to work out because it's Jarib, so we'll see.
Yeah, and I mean, Alex, if he wanted to get D-Stall in the discard, he could just event blockade. You don't need the purge.
Oh, that's true, but Jarib is currently card counting, I assume.
Yeah.
I think only 4 seen, so the West Germany is still 5 ops, and that's pretty big, although it's scored.
Yeah.
Zaire, right? It's got to be Zaire.
Clearly Zaire, and yeah, purge doesn't hit that. This is clearly decall. Okay, no, it's clearly not decall.
Well, decall can wait from the point on where Zaire is taken. It doesn't really matter anymore. I probably would have used decall like you guys said, so I can grab Zaire, but
and I would have played this turn totally differently. I would have purged in the headline, scored Europe AR1. I would have decalled the moment DEFCON got to 2. And Jarib is just playing it totally differently. But you know what? Jarib is one of the very best in the world. So who are we to question him?
That's what I'm saying. It's going to work out for him somehow.
Yep.
Yeah. But dumping West Germany isn't that bad of a deal for Tomas anyway.
Yeah, and because Tomas had evented Marshall, he was in Benelux, so was able to get right back in, even though he's not in France.
Okay, I think if Tomas doesn't fill Zaire or Angola, if he fills it up, I'll just use Fidel. If he doesn't fill it up, I guess it's East European rest.
EU is reasonably harmless to give. You do want to event Fidel. But, okay. Well, let's pull up and take a look at the board. We're exiting the early war, going to be a 3 VP lead, presumably, unless we see a successful space from Tomas. Jarib clearly ahead in Europe and in Asia, although just a couple of ops in Southeast Asia or taking Japan would even that out. Tomas ahead in the Middle East. Okay, UN of D-Stall. Just going to take back those 2 countries. Okay. No.
Ooh, that's interesting. He doesn't even take Angola. I think that's a mistake. Like, Indonesia doesn't do anything. It doesn't change the status of domination. But Angola
you'll have to overprotect Angola with mid-war events coming, so maybe he just...
But even still, then a mid-war event may not come on the right precise timing, and he's just giving him the opportunity to take Angola with impunity. I don't like this play.
Now, to be fair, it does mean Jarib is not eventing Fidel. So, okay, and just a 1-op here. So, not a great purge. It does empty West Germany, but I don't know how big a deal that was.
See, the thing is,
we got some coverage here.
I mean, if you're gonna go to Indonesia, you might as well take Burma as well, because that stuff's Asia Dom. Kind of like he's trying to grab all the regions, but he doesn't have enough ops, and I think that's just not my cup of tea.
Okay. Well, we've got an interesting hand to navigate here for Jarib. He will not be able to double space. He's got CIA and OAS. Sadat is not good. He's got Duck to deal with. Oh my goodness. Just hoping we don't see, I think Jarib just hoping we don't see DEFCON lowered so that he can get rid of CIA. But this is going to be a painful turn.
Yeah, event Fidel, and I guess use CIA.
Yeah, you've got to dump CIA.
Lowered.
Unless Tomas goes for DEFCON related cards.
Yeah, if he has grain sales, he's definitely headlining it.
Yep. Junta would not be a great headline for Tomas here because Jarib is not in the left side of the board. But Grain certainly. And even a card like How I Learned or CMC would be great too. Oh.
Ooh. He's gonna regret that because CIA is now gonna be
Jarib thrilled to
relatively
see that.
Yeah, for sure. But now he also gets a peek at Harib's atrocious hand.
All right, so Peter, take a crack at this. How are you managing this hand? What are you spacing? What are you holding? What are you doing here?
Well, we have to space duck and cover, I assume, and we don't want to have that. We're going to have to play NORAD. Just hope that we get Quagmire at some point. I might even. Wow, I'm just thinking about OAS too. I guess we maybe play the China card and give up Usuri also afterwards, just so we can hold OAS. Or OAS is just our hold card. I guess we could just hold it.
Yeah, so you could space duck. You could give away China with Usuri, give Arman and NORAD, and hold OAS, I suppose.
I kind of wanted to point out that holding duck, like spacing it later on is not bad because of Missile Envy. CIA, he knows his entire hand, so.
Five-year plan's also a great event for Tomas here too. So hanging on to duck for a little while is good. That's a good point, Alex.
But then again, yeah, it's a garbage hand. It's gonna be difficult to navigate for sure. Okay,
good play with Sadat coming.
Yep, getting out of Egypt before Libya gets filled makes sense. I suspect we'll see Tomas just take Libya right now. Oh, this is rough. But Alex, how would you handle this? Would you play China and give up the 4 influence in Asia with Usuri? Would you play Usuri to give up China? Well, how would you handle that?
Ooh.
Oh, all right.
Cultural getting played too.
Yeah, I think I'll just use China card and then use Usuri. You have a nice that one extra on Thailand is actually really helpful right now. Is U.S. Japan staying on turn 3?
I don't think so. I think it's still around.
Okay, so if it's still around, then I would probably protect North and South Korea and then take Malaysia.
Still do the Jordan play, get one back into Afghanistan, threaten the flip, though that's just one op to protect.
Yep, his IP war is gone. Afghanistan could also be important for country count. Right now, sitting at 6-5, just a one-op answer into Philippines is fine for Tomas. And of course, Tomas knows that Jarib does not have Asia.
Sorry, my screen is slightly lagging, so I saw that it went for 2 Malaysia and 1 lost Cambodia with. And then what else did he do?
No, that's it.
I think that was it. He just used Akhmev's.
Okay.
So I'm just postulating on what Tomas might do to respond. He can just stop. He can just a one-op play into Philippines stops Dom. He could also take Afghanistan to stop Dom and pick up a VP when the scoring comes.
I was a little bit bizarre with that because I think this is a hand that you have to give China card. So instead of using socialist government, might as well just use China card and get 6 ops, right? 5 ops, sorry. Yeah.
One thing to note, though, if he gives China and then Usuri, Taiwan is active. Formosan is active, so he could actually give domination to Tomas if he's not careful. Of course, he has to take Japan also.
Japan is empty, so and Japan is really expensive.
Filling Taiwan, even irrespective of Usuri, is not a bad play either. Allende, Portuguese. Ooh,
Okay,
Dub's 5-year plan.
Ooh.
I like doing that as the USA.
Yeah. Not a card I'm typically going to event in the mid-war.
I think that's basically saying that, hey, don't dump OAS for free.
Now, Jarib can do what he wants with duck and cover. There's no threat of a 5-year plan getting evented.
Yep. Still Missile Envy around, I suppose, but Missile Envy pulling NORAD is whatever. So this is probably a little bit awkward for Tomas because he wants to protect Pakistan from a flip, but he also wants to stop Dom. So he would need 4 ops to do that. Unless, of course, he wants.
Well, yeah, but he knows that
yeah.
Harib doesn't have Asia, so it's not super urgent to stop Dom.
Yes, unless, of course, Tomas already has Asia himself. But
yeah,
we will. And obviously, I don't want to read into Tomas's hand too much, but headlining a scoring like that can be an indicator that you have other scorings you have to get rid of as well. But obviously, headlining Africa makes sense if you are just worried about giving up a coup there.
Yeah, so it looks like he's gonna hold OAS.
Ooh, he did have U.S. Japan.
All right, so 5, 6, 7 countries.
Taiwan is really relevant now.
Yes, Formosan, a very important card here.
Oh, please take Taiwan.
It's also important for country count, not just the battleground count. Asia is now 7-7.
Yeah, I think that should have been Taiwan.
I like these guys overprotecting their one stabs too. Always a point of weakness of mine. In Southeast Asia, not so much in Africa yet, but it's been scored, I suppose.
Not a lot of ops left for Jarib. He's giving Sadat for sure. Question is, what does he want to do with Usuri in China? He's got 3 ARs left. He can space duck. He did have Asia. Okay. Thought he might.
Oh, man. Wow. Didn't have the ops for Taiwan.
Okay, now Usuri is relatively playable.
Man, knowing Harib's hand, I might have been tempted to wait, see if he gives me Usuri and I can take Taiwan.
Yeah, it's possible he's got other obligations, but you're right. And yeah, now I like this. I just give Usuri and give away China.
Which means, yeah, we Sadat hold OAS and space duck.
Yep. So if he goes with, if he can put Sadat into Israel, assuming Tomas does not contest it, and then that leaves Middle East even, then you space duck. Oh, and he did have Middle East. Okay, so 3 scoring. So, all right, I got one right. I get one right every now and again. The scoring headline said he had more scorings to go, and was hoping that Jarib would give him Sadat and he could score before that, but works out. Okay, and here we are, AR7.
Well, Justin, just because people like to troll you and harass you on Twitch, it doesn't mean that you're always wrong.
Yes.
I think you're right most of the time.
Occasionally I get one right. Every blind squirrel finds a nut and all of that.
No, not occasionally. Like I would say.
Are you number 2 in the world right now?
Yeah, I've been on a good run lately. So it's been
don't let those internet trolls let you down. Coming from a troll.
All right, here we go. So AR6 play for Tomas here. It looks like neither player is going to be getting any more mill ops. One small step was it's going to be Mexico. Oh, yep, got to fill Canada.
Why is Portugal though?
Portugal's a little weird. I agree.
Did I? I can't understand. I think that's because of Brush War.
Yeah.
Maybe he's concerned about Brush War, so that's the only reason that he would do that. Because West Germany is empty right now. But even then, like you get the priority on filling West Germany up too.
Don't want your Lib Theo to just walk in there and take Mexico without a fight.
Yep. Obviously, also, you don't want Brush hitting Italy and then hurry in the headline and then hurry putting flower power or something into West Germany. Okay. Oh, he's going to play China, give it right back. Wonder if this takes Mexico and puts a couple in West Germany.
At least
just put 2 in Mexico. It's been scored. Come on.
So leaves Mexico open.
Okay,
Jarib does not get the cards to punish that, but he gets. I don't know if this is quite a monster, but he gets ABM and Salt. So very happy to see both. Certainly, especially with, I believe, D-Stall in the discard, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
As you end, I'm sure, if I remember. Definitely makes up for the last hand.
Yeah. So Puppets is unplayable at the moment. OAS unplayable at the moment. The Pope's annoying. But yeah, you got ABM, Salt. You've got a guilt-free 4. Obviously, yeah, Defectors is a disaster. Missile Envy is a disaster. But this
even Cuba Missile Crisis is a disaster if he doesn't headline APM because that means because he might be able to walk into South America with that or score Central if he decides to take it 2 out of Cuba. So
this will be a good headline here.
Mm-hmm.
No question about it. Duck's gone, so it's completely safe. Grain's fine, Junta's fine, Missile Envy fine, and there it is, Junta. Okay.
Ooh.
Rolls a 1 on the anything but a 1.
Miss.
Huge miss. So this has to go.
Do you guys prefer Argentina or Argentina or Brazil if you were the Mosh?
I like Venezuela with Panama still around. Panama Canal.
But isn't Brazil better? Because if you go to Junta with Brazil, at least Panama can bail you out if you get realigned on Brazil.
I am a big old chicken and would go Chile because I'm worried about Brush War. If I had Brush War in my hand,
that's also true.
If I had Brush War in my hand, then yeah, I'd go Argentina so that Jarib couldn't dump the scoring. But yeah, I would be too afraid of Brush, so I'd go Chile with Junta, and then I'd coup Cuba.
Definitely coup Cuba.
For me, it's actually Brazil. Because on AR7, I can move into Uruguay easily with that.
You can do that from Argentina also.
Oh!
That's true.
Big roll on Cuba.
Whatever. Roll.
Oh, wow. D-Stall, okay.
Yep, has to do it. Got to do it now. It's not going to get any better.
So, in Tomas's perspective, if he goes to Colombia and Uruguay at the same time, you can at least guarantee more South America in a way.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Could fill them both with D-Stall. I mean,
that'd be
Mexico
a sad
the priority, but he still could get Lib Theo also.
Yep, the Argentina play. I don't know. I guess I generally think of Tomas as a little bit of a by the book player. The Argentina play suggests to me that Tomas has Brush, but perhaps I am wrong, and he just wanted to make sure that Jarib couldn't dump the scoring if he had it for nothing. But we will see. Yeah, what would your play be here, guys? If you're Tomas, and how do you respond to that? Okay, well we're gonna find out. Colombia, Uruguay.
Okay.
Yep.
And that takes a presenceless Dom. It threatens both battlegrounds, and it takes a presenceless Dom in South America.
Yeah, he could still D-stall right now. Oh, but he's not going to.
Oh, he's going to roll a 1 on the anything but a 1.
Big miss.
That's 2
Yeah.
1s on anything but a 1s for Jarib,
Why?
and then a 6.
Why not D-stall there? Why not D-stall there? That's my question. I mean,
Yeah, I was gonna say that because if you don't D-stall right there, you're basically giving up on Mexico because US takes the priority there.
So how would
So
yeah, and with
I
DEFCON
agree,
4,
but how would you destall?
with DEFCON 4, there's going to be 2. Yeah, I would just put them probably 2 in Venezuela, 2 in Brazil. Now, I would see arguments for kind of splitting and getting one into Mexico, but with SALT in effect, that makes me more confident that we'll at least split South America.
Yeah, you could just take both. You could go 2 Venezuela, 1 Brazil, 1 Chile, 2 Venezuela, 1 Brazil, 1 Mexico, something like that. But okay, now Tomas is just going to walk right in.
yep.
Now, if you
I
don't understand why
that's not going to do anything.
Yeah, he's just going to take Venezuela here.
That is perhaps I don't want to accuse one of the best players in the world of tilting, but that seems to be a bit of a tilt play there because Tomas now gets Venezuela, perhaps secures Mexico, and D-stall is going to do next to nothing now. I mean, yeah, I can still go to Chile.
Say, look at the value of D-stall just dropping to nothing after that, like being his primary goal was to get D-stall, and now it's just about worthless.
Yeah.
It's getting a new slang in America for meaning very annoyed.
Okay. So, and even if Jarib hits the coup on Colombia initially, he'll get Venezuela, but then Tomas will get Brazil. And again, as you said, Peter, the value of D-stall dramatically decreasing here.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm Tomas, I'd fill Venezuela and Mexico. And now, yeah, Jarib's stuck trying a bunch of coups under SALT.
Yeah, this is not very good.
I still don't understand why not immediately DEFCON 4 just D-stall 2 Brazil, 2 Venezuela. All right, you could put one into Mexico too, but that would make one coup a little bit more tempting. But yeah, see, now what are we gonna do?
Yeah, you're gonna fix.
Chile,
guess you're gonna go to Chile and fix Cuba. Is that what you're gonna do? That's a weak.
Maybe get
D-stall.
into Mexico.
Yeah. Okay.
Still weak. Still weak.
Yeah, Uruguay? Does that matter?
I probably wants to try and realign out of Argentina or something at some point. I don't know.
Then Tomas can just move into Paraguay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand this line of thought. Maybe this is one of the moments where I'm like, am I really dumb? So I don't understand this game at all, or am I right here for once?
Yeah, if this was our play, we would have been better off going for Junta or going for ABM again than D-stall.
I mean, I'm sure this is not how Jarib envisioned this turn to go.
Yes.
I'm just going to throw that out there confidently.
Yes, I can certainly agree with that.
Oh. Yeah.
All right, DEFCON hits 3, and I'm just going to remind you guys that NORAD is in effect here and Canada is full.
Oh, good point. South Korea, maybe?
Oh.
That's going to be a pretty good alliance.
Yeah, that's going to be a nice alliance. And then an easy single space, maybe 2 spaces.
A true progress right there.
I think I'd go with South Korea with my points, but I don't know.
Well, Angola makes sense too for NORAD target if he doesn't overprotect it.
That's true. He didn't. Yeah, he could flip it right here if he wanted to, but let's see. He's got 3 ARs. He's got to play all of his cards, right?
Well, no,
Tomas
has 2 ARs left, so he will presumably trigger Alliance and space one of the bad cards. Or maybe space both of the bad cards if he's really keen on getting headline peak.
It's interesting. He has to play the lone gunman before the NORAD, right? So it's not going to break. Oh, he gets to coup.
Yeah. Oh, he rolls a 6.
Get them.
Oh wow. Oh wow. 0 up coup, rolling 6.
I was gonna say if he could do NORAD first, he could flip Angola right away, but as it is, he'll just get to break it.
Yeah, so we got to take Angola, got to take Chile. And then what? Uruguay? Mexico?
So, I kind of want to say that you should put at least 4 on Chile, like make it a 4 influence, like just because NORAD is there, and then you might trigger a presence-less domination. If you just stick 1 in there for Tomas.
That's now,
okay,
yeah, that's
man,
true.
like
As pointed out, you've got
yeah.
a 3-op play here. Tomas, maybe he fixes this with Willie, gives you a VP. But yeah, you can't give Muslims here, I don't think. So
No. That kills you in the Middle East, makes OPEC super good.
yeah.
If this was a ratio, I think Tomas is ahead by like 6.5 to 3.5.
Yeah, I liked Jarib's position after the early war. And I really liked it when I saw assaulting for destall. But things, South America could have been a lot better. Now, part of that was Tomas kept rolling 6s and Jarib kept rolling 1s. But I think Jarib could have done a little bit better in the top half of South America.
Yeah, I think that was too greedy, or yeah, I don't understand why he could Colombia there.
Yeah, even if he hits that coup, it's just not that great. Okay, Alliance for Ops. And so that's a good play by Jarib, forcing Tomas to play Alliance for Ops instead of picking up an easy 4 VPs.
Yeah. Tomas hoping that shows up later when he does.
Space is the Pope. I'm obviously a fan of Space and the Pope as the USSR, but these events are not trivial. These are not. Oh, of course he's holding 2. He's holding 2 because assault. Never mind. Sorry, he's holding 2 because assault.
Yep.
More garbage.
Oh boy. Also garbage. Yeah.
Ooh.
Green sails. At least he can play Brezhnev here and space OAS if he wants to. Well, but then he'd have to hold green sails, I suppose. I don't know. Sometimes I like holding green sails through to the late war so we can space it immediately and then not have to worry about it. But
I want to say, Peter, I don't think I've seen 5-year plan yet, so holding green sail might be.
We saw it discarded to our man.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, of course. If that's the case, holding green sail might be okay.
At least our auto headline. There's nothing else that even seems reasonable.
You can kind of give up on Astronaut because Lone Gunman is gone, and there aren't scoring cards that US wants to dump anyway, so that's relatively free.
Yeah, you don't
I don't know if that's a good thing
on the board either.
Yes. Ooh, all right. So, a lot of things that Harib have to do. He needs to grab Nigeria before puppet government. No. I'll probably go somewhere else, like Zaire.
Yeah, so this will flip Angola, presumably.
Angola. Yep.
Yeah, like because of NORAD, I would have done
protected though. South Africa around. South African unrest, I mean.
Have you Quagmire should be coming out soon, right?
We have not seen Quagmire.
Brush War.
Yeah. Yep.
Really good target in Venezuela now.
So yeah, I would think NORAD will go ahead and flip Angola. And then, yeah, Harib's best region will be Europe, where he's scoring 1.
He does get 2 for Southeast Asia.
That's true. Also, to be fair, beating up on Harib's board position a little bit, Harib's just 1 op away from evening up the Middle East. and then neither player will have a domination on the board after that coup. But of course, Tomas could have brush, flip Venezuela right back. I think Venezuela's the clear target.
Even just going into Colombia will be annoying for Jarib
Yep.
on last AR.
Problem is, if he wants Angola, he can't use Brush War on this AR because he has to flip it. If he does have a Brush War. Oh, fail, dude! You need to put another one in there. I told you.
Well, Egypt was open too, but I mean Mexico, but yeah, I would have protected Angola because you could always go to Guatemala and realign Mexico.
Well, maybe his thinking was if he could have left Mexico open, but if he's gonna, he would have to overprotect both Angola and Zaire, because if you overprotect Angola and you don't overprotect Zaire, he just flips Zaire.
Well, he used South African unrest, but yeah, that's true.
And South African unrest was a 3-op card anyway, so he did get the bonus op in South Africa, but other than that, just a 3-op. Oh, and here we go, huge roll in this game.
Venezuela.
JR, are you taking notes?
Oh.
That's a full strength brush, and he rolled a 6. JR loves to miss full strength brushes.
Well, it makes Panama Canal less of an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is now you also have to take Nicaragua because if you want to avoid presence less control of Central, you need to take Cuba, Nicaragua, and Haiti all together. Which I think is very possible to do with the Brezhnev active.
Justin, what were you saying about nobody having DOMs on the board? I see about 4 now.
Yep. Oh, VOA, what's that going to do? Cuba. Oh.
That's rather interesting that he didn't say VOA for the last AR.
He took 2 out of Angola, 1 out of Chile, and where was the other one?
Cuba.
Oh, that's good. That's a good play. He must be holding libs.
Yeah, that was a good play. So now Tomas has flipped over, and he's flipped Angola back. Although Jarib did get into Nigeria, he's got Dom in South America. Tomas about to take Dom in Central America.
All right, so Jarib also need to protect North and South Korea at one point of this game because any stab would result in Asia domination too.
Yep, Harib's in big trouble.
Especially with this hand.
Yeah, OAS has to be spaced. He likes your play, Peter. I like it too. That means we're still given puppets. Where's puppets going to go here? It's not too bad at the... Ugh. Okay, and that's the last of the China events. Puppets, I guess, is not that bad here. Where is it going? Maybe...
I would say Peru, Guatemala.
Oh, Peru for sure, yes. Guatemala makes sense.
And then just Africa, maybe
Coast,
like Ethiopia.
Maybe?
Yeah, Ivory Coast isn't bad.
I think I like 1 stabs in Africa. Because I don't think I'll get, for Tomas's perspective, I don't think I'll get domination in Africa anyway. So I'll just fight for country count, but yeah.
I would rather just put all 3 in South Africa rather than doing this. Or this is fine too.
Can you please protect North and South Korea at one point, please? Like you lost China card.
Yeah. Overprotect the Asian battlegrounds, very important. Formosan is gone, thankfully for Jarib. Yeah, Africa scoring came out turn 4, and nobody wants to overprotect Africa. Usually those overprotecting is a high priority, but nobody's doing it here. Okay, just a 2-op play, gonna fix, and okay, there's finally the overprotect. And a 4-op here, I assume this has to go 2 Israel, 1 Iraq, and overprotect Zaire. Would that be your play?
Okay, yeah, I agree with that. I think that's good.
Jarib does 0
Ooh.
of that. Does something else entirely.
Man, now we could have a presenceless Middle East.
Yeah, I think Harib is currently annoyed with what is going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible that could be a tilt play, but also a recognition that Harib needs to make something happen. He is
It's like,
well behind, and he needs to attack, and so he needs to hope that Tomas doesn't have a good card. Okay, well, that's a card that's a guilt-free 3, but a card that could have been played for the event and now has to be ops. I don't want to
oh,
say it, but
shit.
more garbage. Am I correct that this is garbage?
This is pretty garbage.
Yeah, okay, well, you have to give up a nuclear sub, so your African battlegrounds are quite vulnerable at this point.
Do we know what's in anything that's in Tomash's hand?
We know he has Quagmire.
Quagmire?
And that.
Uh, Guatemala, maybe? Just so I don't think we have seen Liberation 2.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, that's true. I figured he probably had that when he erased him out of Cuba, but yeah, that was a good play anyway.
So, yeah, so Harib can take a coup here, and presumably he will, but he's just going to lose Zaire to NORAD.
Yep.
Or South Korea with China card and then Asia domination.
Oh, that's
Boom.
true, too.
Also has to give up. Yeah. He also has to give up colonials sometime this turn.
Unless he gives up nuke subs AR6 and grain AR7, and wants a space colonial. But
and space. What about 5-year plan?
Yeah,
hold it. I guess.
Well, you could 5-year plan away grain, I suppose. Oh no, that's right. You could, yeah. If you're obviously you give grain AR7, grain hits 5-year plan. You're better off 5-year planning grain than graining 5-year plan, of course. But yeah, giving up all those coups in Africa is no good. But yeah, Zaire's just going to get flipped here if you coup Angola, so that doesn't do much of anything. Harib doing that thing where he looks at his cards and he looks at the board, and he looks at his cards and he looks at the board, and he hopes that they are actually better than what he's seeing, and they're not.
So board position pretty desperate. In that case, I might have just gone for how I learned as a headline and then start realigning West Germany and hope I can somehow flip Italy. That could have been my play. Lungum is gone, so DEFCON victory very unlikely.
Yeah, that actually is not a bad play. We weren't thinking about it. Well, at least I wasn't. But that could have been reasonable. You maybe flip over West Germany and Brush is around. Although NATO's in our hand, so we would have had a space NATO. Give nuke sub CRGs. That would have been awkward, but yeah.
Okay, now Chile is in trouble.
And there goes Europe control.
Have you seen NATO blocks realigns too, right?
Yeah.
Like I can't remember the
Now,
real
Willie's
effects
in
of
effect.
NATO.
Willie is in effect, so West Germany can be realigned, but Italy now can't be brushed. So there's really no path. There's no Europe control path here. There's no DEFCON path for Harib, and now there's going to be no War Games path for him either.
Yeah, you just have to hope Tomas makes a mistake.
That was a good play. I would realign Argentina first, right?
Yeah, even with it scored, I would have rather realigned Argentina.
Heck, maybe even South Africa.
Oh, Southeast Asia is also in Tomash's hand, right?
I believe so, yes.
I believe so.
Okay, so he does go ahead and space grain. CRGs does nothing in Southeast Asia, but it is obviously quite problematic in Africa, particularly with NORAD in effect. Oh, and a central.
Ooh, that's a nice
Oh.
redraw. Should have used that. Was that this turn he headlined Che? Should have gone for Guatemala there.
Yeah, somebody on here was saying he should go Guatemala.
Yeah.
He had both Americas redrawn. Oh, and third scoring card. So Tomas is drawing a lot of scoring cards here, but they're working out well for him. This is one of those games where not being able to play ops, because you have to play scoring cards hurts, but being able to control the timing of those scoring cards has been very helpful. He was able to stop Asia Dom before he got the scoring out, set up a presence of Central America Dom, set up South America Dom, and score that. So, Jarib down a dozen VPs with one good region on the board, and he's about to give up nuke subs.
You'd do it with 5-year plan, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think you have to.
There's a lot of active...
You can use nuclear subs to poke Japan. That will give him Asia Dom temporarily. So that could make you avoid Tomash's coup of Africa.
Space is lib, so Quagmire's still in Tomash's hand. Yeah, I think you
kind of need to hold plan because there's a lot of bad scoring cards out there. Just poke nuclear subs into Japan.
It's really just Middle East at this point, and that's 2 ops away. If we draw Middle East, we'll just put 2 in Israel. So really, there aren't. There's no bad score. The worst scorings have been scored. Okay, just a 1-op coup in Africa, and of course he'll hit that roll.
Oh, free U.S. Japan anyway.
I guess Angola can be saved with South Africa.
I guess you're headlining South African.
See, if you poke nuclear subs into Japan, you could have headlined Asia too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Wow, I mean, he does have headline peak, but yep. All right, Alliance obviously has to be spaced, but so does VOA.
Yeah, can hold one of them potentially.
Hey, U.S. Japan's free.
Yeah, U.S. Japan is free. You got some ops here, but what you really need are big events to get you back in the game.
Oh.
Yes. Kind of rough for Jarib right now.
That's one less big event for Jarib.
Yeah. Okay, and so
now if you compare, then the problem is he has China card and South Korea is very vulnerable right now. So you might be looking at getting up at Asia Dom.
Yeah, you could. I suspect we will just see Algeria flipped here to dodge Africa control. But yes, going into South Korea, very reasonable. The war is still around. I will say that Korean War is still around.
Mm-hmm. With Lone Gunman gone, I don't mind giving up China.
Yeah, Tomas doesn't need to be focused on winning on DEF CON here. He's got a healthy lead. I might at some point, if I'm Tomas, poke one into France for that NORAD help.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Or even just take UK for a special relationship. So much options.
And tear down this wall. Going to be pretty helpful too. And there he did. He goes with your plan.
Yeah, I think maybe Tomas likes the way I play. Maybe. Okay, that's just another sad roll.
Kind of like getting Asia out sooner rather than later, though. Unless he's just hoping to make a play here at the end with a U.S.-Japan shove somewhere. And there's your
Oh,
special relationship. So
oh
you
wow.
called it. Now he's got
Yes.
some influence in there for a teardown realign.
I guess we're going to see a Japan
Ooh.
jam here, as you said.
Seems like it.
Reagan Bombs is free. Oh, my goodness.
And there it is.
Yeah, maybe we should stop calling the cards out.
Hey, yeah. One roll. That's all you need.
Oof.
Yeah, well, this doesn't stop Europe.
Is that necessary? I mean, I might have just jammed Japan.
But
yeah, I like the jam of North Korea better, I think.
You mean Japan, right?
Yeah, Japan.
All right, so what to do? What can flip the game? That's the question I want to ask you guys.
Yeah, that wasn't that fruitful for Jarib, I don't think. Just make him spend more ops, but he has them.
Jarib needs to get Algeria, and then score Africa, and maybe somehow make another 6 VP, so get a War Games tie and ask for a rematch.
I mean, Jarib, I'll mention it. Jarib is the higher seeded player, so a War Games tie means he is the ITSL champion. But we're far away from that. Yeah, okay. There's a UN of reformers. So Tomas had plenty of ops to counter a Japan jam. Okay, this will flip over France. All right. So 1 turn later, or 2 turns later, 4 dominations now on the board for Tomas. And there goes Quagmire Space. He will hit the roll because, of course, he will. Oh, Europe's
what an effective NORAD this game. Yeah.
And Jarib's
you can get it off or Tau. It's socialist.
Yeah. Sorry. Yes. You'll be able to get Europe off for nothing, presumably with Pershing or Sock Govs.
Yeah, Our Lady's gone too. So socialist is perfectly fine, safe play. Yeah, this hand, it's good and bad at the same time, but you need like spectacular hand to flip.
It's too little, too late to really catch up here. Sadly, for Jarib.
I mean, it's a nice hand. You do have to self-trap. Yes, I mean, Junta could flip a battleground. ABM could flip another battleground. But yeah, you've got to get Europe. And if you still had France, and Tomas hadn't had both teardown and special last turn, well, it wouldn't be terrible. But still, even then, probably too little, too late, given all these VPs on the scoreboard.
ABM kind of sucks here because of NORAD here.
Yeah, and you got to headline something else, right? Because you want to get Europe off.
You could actually headline ABM and get Europe off too if you wanted to, and then DEFCON only goes to 2 once.
What does OFG stand for?
I think it just meant of North Iraq, Middle East.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could if you wanted to, use ABM to poke France and put 2 in East Germany.
Yeah, I think this is a Pershing headline for me.
Yeah, if you do Pershing, you can't take 1 out of
UK. Canada.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that is full strength. this is the obvious play.
Oh,
And
he came very hard.
Yeah, you have to score Europe. Just one op takes Dom back. One op from Tomas takes Dom back.
Yeah, score. No. I mean, well, like, the game is already difficult enough, but you don't need to make it less difficult for you.
I don't know what that does,
I mean,
but okay.
um, I think Jarib is basically saying that this game is so one-sided anyway that he needs to do something drastic, like hope he's got all the bad one-ups so that he can get Europe domination off. I think that's what he's aiming for.
I missed. Where did the ops of duck and cover go?
They all
Just straight into West Germany.
West Germany. Okay.
Yeah, I think he's trying to get Europe domination, hoping that he's got bad hand, but that's so wishful thinking. He's got China card early mount anyway.
Jarib is not getting Europe domination. He is currently blocking Tomas, but there's no way he can get it for himself.
Yeah, Tomas spends one op in France. Then he has 5 countries to 1. Even if Jarib somehow flips West Germany and East Germany, he's still not getting Europe domination.
And he's getting NORAD here anyways, right? Just put it in France if you want and take West Germany back.
Well, he doesn't get NORAD because of Canada, because Canada was empty. But yeah, this will just be France, Canada, and West Germany. Yeah. To reestablish Dom. And now Jarib presumably will... Okay. I mean,
yeah, I'm just thinking a possible scenario where Jarib can flip this game, but I just don't see any.
There's just no path. There's just no path.
If Tomas spends the China card and goes into Cuba, and terrorism and Aldrich happen, there you go.
Ugh.
Yeah, that turn 6 or 7 where headline How I Learned, maybe that should have been the play, looking back. But looking back, everything is easy to say.
Yeah, turn 7, I learned. Realign West Germany, try and fill it up. You space NATO, you give CRG, you 5-year plan away grain while under nuke subs. The rest of the board goes to absolute hell, but you then set up the idea of a brush of Italy gives you Europe control. Now, Tomas ended up getting tear down and Chernobyl, so nothing good was going to happen there. Yeah, just ugly all around.
I'm still kind of confused about the whole salt and destall play. I would have played that very differently from the way Jarib did.
That's true.
Or if you didn't want to use it right away, take a different card. I mean, since you already had coup targets over there.
Right, just taking Junta there is not terrible. Gets you. I would have rather taken destall, but you could Junta, take Brazil or something, then coup Argentina or something like that. Under salt, that's not great though. Okay, and Jarib after all.
Are they? We recorded or streamed this game in a different time, but was this game played consecutively while they were doing it?
I don't know. I did get. I got all the videos at the same time. So it is possible that they played them all consecutively, but I am not sure.
But even with Miracle Aldrich with double terrorism, it doesn't really change a lot because you need to be able to flip all the countries at once because you're not going for a DEFCON victory.
Yeah.
Unless
he goes to Cuba.
Yeah, unless he actively moves into Cuba, which I don't think he will do.
Definitely realign here and just miss.
Big whip.
Yeah, maybe on turn 10 you just keep realigning on and hope for a miracle to occur.
Okay, another VP for Jarib gets it to 6. Realign again.
I can't play war games. Always missing out on
Okay, at least the last one
mill-ups.
worked, but you need to get mill-ups too.
Just to prolong in case he gets war games.
Iron Lady's gone, so you're not going to be able to flip Argentina. Oh, Ortega. Oh, that just isn't that a little sad.
Doesn't even matter.
It does not matter.
Maybe go for Cuba and hope for a mistake on your opponent's part.
Yeah, it was a fun game between a couple of great players. I thought Jarib was pretty comfortably ahead at the end of the early war, and it really turned in the mid-war, and the late war just hasn't been kind to Jarib, particularly in Europe, as so often is the case. But yeah, not much here in the way of headlines. I guess it's what, Yuri?
Yeah, get headline Yuri and hope you get 14 BP out of that.
Yep. Oh yeah. Hope Tomas coups 14 times.
Yep. Which is impossible. Wait. If you use Cuba, Che, then does that count as VP?
Oh
boy.
Oh wow.
Gross.
Yeah. Now we will see a DEFCON. We could see a DEFCON loss if Tomas has terrorism.
Well, you can just bear trap yourself and do nothing.
Oh, that's
also nuclear test ban.
Yep.
Oh, and Libya will be repaired with NORAD.
Such a great game for NORAD. I like NORAD. I wish people would use it more.
South Korea jam, and then China card flip. Asia Dom is more valuable here. And I think that will go to West Germany.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Just go ahead and realign Argentina again, because why not?
Where's Missile Envy? If you want to prolong the game, maybe you should spend war games now. I guess you also have nuclear test ban though.
Yeah, I kind of lost on what to say now because any former play doesn't really mean anything at this point.
Yeah, have you ever seen somebody who's losing to war games, event war games, and lose? Now, of course, that's not good for final points and whatever, but
no, but I seen I played against BH2, and when he was losing so badly, he just played war games to tap it out.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Somebody do that. Yeah. I've never seen that.
I've done it in lobby games before. Never in a league game. Okay, well, big coup of Guatemala. Stop Central Dom. Great play.
Striker even 4-4. He can't flip the game anymore. Okay, flower power. So all right, so if he's got Korean War into Pakistani War, Brush War, and he starts cooing crazy, well, Yuri and Samantha's active.
Yeah, just coup with all of those cards.
Yeah.
Oh god.
That's a possibility. That's the Iran-Iraq war is gone. Arab-Israeli war is gone. IP war is gone. Korean war still in there.
On a different topic, Justin, have you ever been number one in ratings before?
Funny that you mentioned that. No, I have not. I would like to be, but I have not. The highest I've ever been was number 2, which was during my OTSL championship series. But yes, I've never been number 1. I have been 2, and I have been 3 before this. So I'm just a
Hey,
couple of games
speaking of
away.
OTSL, can you please take it easily because I feel like I don't think I'll make it into playoff if you're playing that good.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it's going to be a tough RTSL style division next season. There's no question about that.
No, an OTSL today.
Oh yes.
You're 11-1, and I thought I was confident I'll make it into playoff, and now I'm not anymore.
Hey, were either of you guys demoted in RTSL? Because if so, we might be in the same division next year. I finally got promoted.
Unfortunately, Justin survived.
I survived the pre-playoff to get to the relegation playoff, and then I survived the relegation playoff. So somehow I will stay in Stalin. And then I need the last part of the season to go right just to get into the pre-playoff to the relegation playoff. So I need a lot to go right.
You know, I thought I was going to go for a relegation playoff, but in some miracle that didn't happen. So I'm fine. I think it's better for you to just come up because we're waiting here.
Yeah. Both of us. Well, I've been stuck in level 3 for my entire RTSL career, which is what, 4 seasons.
Justin is currently 11-1 in OTSL.
It's been a good OTSL.
That's crazy
for me, for sure.
Please don't look at my record.
Hey, there's a point for Yuri.
If you say,
yeah.
All right. So how do you make 17 BPs now?
Tomas's internet needs to get out.
This is going to be a terrible, terrible final scoring score. At least he made it.
40 seconds left, right? 45 seconds? 5 minutes, 45 seconds?
Yes.
Okay. Just hope his internet dies.
Well, surprised he didn't take Iran there. Not that it really matters.
Mm-hmm.
Lebanon could have waited.
Yeah, I think Tomas is just concerned about his internet dying out, so he's just playing whatever at this point.
Jarib plays like me. What was that? 30 minutes? He's put into this 34 minutes or whatever? 33 minutes?
Yep. Into the ITSL championship
33 minutes. This just proves that Calgary Conference is much stronger than Munich, right?
I think that's the right takeaway, yes.
We're all Calgary, right? I think we are.
Yes, indeed. Our number 1 seed in particular was very strong.
Yeah. So strong. Should have evented it.
Event Star Wars for good finale. Make him waste time. Make him waste time with Star Wars. Come on. That's your only way to win.
4.5 minutes.
Just make him spend 4.5 minutes with Star Wars.
All right, folks. Well, we're just about to wrap this up. But congratulations to Tomas, obviously an elite Twilight Struggle player, deserving champion. Has won a couple of OTSL titles. He'll add an ITSL championship to his growing trophy case. Well deserved. Congratulations to a great player and a gentleman as well. We'll love to get final impressions of this game. Peter, let's start with you. What did you think of this one?
Man, like you, I thought Jarib started off really well, and then just some questionable decisions, but they really turned the course of this game. And late war, just there seemed like there was no hope for Jarib, and truly there wasn't. So yeah, I would have used D-stall differently. That was my biggest takeaway.
Yeah. What about you, Alex?
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what Peter's said already, so I don't think I have much to say anymore. How about you, Justin?
Fair enough. Yeah, an interesting game. As a typical Twilight Struggle game, USSR looked good in the early war. Things swung over to the US in the mid-war, and then particularly in Europe, things swung hard to the US again in the late war, and eventually we got a game that wasn't really in doubt. Ended up being a 30 VP victory for Tomas. So congratulations to Tomas. A great victory for him. And we thank you for a great season of Twilight Struggle. Like I said at the top of the broadcast, of over 1,800 games played this ITSL season, we finally have our champion. So we hope you'll join us again next season, which will start, I believe, later this month or perhaps early next month. It should be a fun one. Always enjoy playing in the ITSL. So that's going to do it for our coverage of ITSL Season 13. Congratulations once again to Tomas. For Peter France, Alex Yusuf-Lim, this is Justin Abramson reminding you that rankings rise and fall, records are made to be broken, but flags fly forever. So long, everybody.